Welcome back to the Mod Ventures YouTube series, Entrepreneurship Uncovered, a series where we interview a variety of up-and-coming and experienced business owners to hear their stories and draw wisdom from their experiences.
Hi guys, this is Gabby Luma from Mod Ventures, and today we're here to do another episode on Entrepreneurship Uncovered. And today we're here with another entrepreneur, and we're so excited. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Jennica and I own Daze.
Great. Well, I'm so happy to have you. Jennica and I have known each other for quite some time. Would really love to hear a little bit more about your business and what got you started in massage therapy.
I started my practice back in 1999 after I graduated from massage school, and I worked there until 2011 when I started my business, Daze. I had a very busy practice. I had to relocate my practice, and that took me in the direction of opening my own business. And the funny thing is I never wanted to have my own business because I didn't want to manage people and I didn't want to deal with taxes.
Right.
So that was a big challenge for me. I had no prior experience with owning a business or managing staff.
Right.
So I was just starting from scratch, and I've learned a lot of lessons in the last 8 years. Our business focuses on therapeutic body work, energy work, pain relief, stress management, and we're getting into grief recovery now.
You have a lot of different parts of your business that's just very different from a lot of massage therapists. What do you think really sets you apart?
I would say I'm very particular in who I hire. That is the basis of our reputation for the most part, because I am very specific about what I'm looking for. I'm hiring for my staff first, who's going to be a good addition to our team. And from there, if they have the skills that I'm looking for from our client standpoint, then it just progresses, and it's what I've found to be the recipe for success.
You started just on your own, and then how soon after you started did you start bringing in new massage therapists to help you?
Immediately.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I actually started my portion of my practice mid-August of 2011, and I had about 4 or 5 massage therapists working for me. They were independent contractors. With your help, I was able to determine that my business model was better as an employee because I was so specific about what I wanted my business to look like. It was also a lot more work and a lot more expensive, but it paid off in the end.
I think you're able to really design that experience better when you're able to direct the employees and train them a very specific way.
Right.
The independent contractors, you typically can't do that.
Right.
So what would you say is your biggest learning experience when you just started your business?
2 things, actually.
Okay.
I overspent. I was just starting out, and I only had what I had before for myself, and having to stage 3 rooms and a guest area. So I had a lot of access that I didn't need. And then the other thing is fine-tuning my training and my hiring process.
Yeah, those are some of the biggest things I think a lot of small business owners learn, is that you really don't need a lot in order to just get started.
Right.
I mean, certainly with spa experiences, you want to give a really great environment.
Right.
You can do that in a very minimalistic type of way.
Right. Not at IKEA, though. I made several trips to IKEA.
Exactly.
There's no minimalism
at IKEA. Hiring your first employees, what was the biggest learning experience you had with that?
I would say that I was hiring people that I liked personally, but they may not have had the skills that I needed. That was a learning lesson for me because I wanted people to like me, and I didn't have my leadership role established, and that translated into my staff because I was like, we're all professionals. We're all here to accomplish the same purpose, which is treating our clients, but I hadn't defined my role as a leader. As independent contractors, you're thinking, oh, they'll all just do what they're supposed to do.
Sure.
And there has to be a hierarchy.
How many years in did that leadership role really start to hit you, that you had to be like this leader?
I would say when my relationship with my business partner went south. I felt like I was the mother hen and I had to protect my business and my staff. And then the transition from a partnership to my own location and being in business on my own. That was scary, but it also gave me the confidence that I needed to, take control of my business and my staff. And I still had a lot of lessons to learn. People will say what they want to say during an interview, and then they're a nightmare once they get started. You have to pay attention to those red flags and go with your gut. And I would say that the majority of the time when I was hiring someone, I knew that it wasn't a good fit, but I made it fit, and it just didn't work out in the end. So you can save yourself a lot of time and energy if you just listen to what you're feeling when you're going through that process.
Yeah, I would totally agree with you. I had the same experiences where, I got started in business, but in the beginning I really didn't see myself as a leader. And then I started hiring employees and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm a leader. Like, I have to do this.
Right. They're looking to you.
Yeah, exactly. You pour yourself into leadership and learning how to be a better leader and a better boss and give better direction and all those things, and it's definitely a transformation. Now we're in 2019 and you can look back and say where I just started and where I'm at now, what do you think has really made the difference?
Paying attention to your crew and being present and available to them when you're starting to notice those either conflicts or changes of personality, and being really prompt to address those things. And I didn't have the confidence to do that before. It's like, oh, they're just being distant, they're having a bad day. Now I'm like, how you doing? How you feeling? What's going on? So there's that, plus doing daily walkthroughs and making sure that our facility is up to my standards on a daily basis. Those little details make a difference in the long run. And having systems in place, which I didn't have in the beginning because I didn't know any better. So putting those processes for massage therapists and front desk, and now for myself as an admin, which is probably the hardest, is trying to put my job on paper. Probably the most important thing that I've done now that I didn't have before, and that's made all the difference. My training is better, my hiring is better. I listen to podcasts, I read books, and I pay attention to other leaders, not just in my industry, but the ones that I admire, because I want to aspire to that, or at least emulate that in some way.
Yeah, I think constant learning is something that every leader needs to be doing. Leaders are readers, basically. You have to be constantly looking at how to do things better.
And there's so much more competition.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Trying to stay innovative is probably one of my biggest challenges, because there's massage therapists and massage facilities on every corner.
Well, you've recently just brought in, you mentioned the grief aspect to massage therapy. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. I just got certified as a grief recovery specialist in April. And from that, I'm able to do one-on-one consultations as well as groups. And I also got a continuing ed class that's recognized nationwide for grief recovery for massage therapists. So I'll be teaching other massage therapists how to work with their clients who are experiencing grief and loss. That will supplement my practice in a way that the clients that I'll be seeing for grief recovery will transition into massage therapy as they start to connect with their body. It's surprising how much grief affects our bodies on a physical level, and it manifests itself into physical pain. And so massage is a very important component of that recovery process, because people will feel it in their bodies. Our job is to facilitate that recovery and help them get to a much healthier place and living with the grief as opposed to living in pain. That's kind of my new passion and my retirement process. I can't physically do massage indefinitely, so I wanted to transition into another career that I could still be resourceful and of service to a population that is underserved.
I think there's a lot of small business owners that haven't thought about, what is the next steps for their business. And I think every business owner goes through that, whether it's for, the true succession planning where you're thinking about retirement, or just the stages in your life. I didn't want to stay in tax preparation all my life. Like, there was other things I wanted to do.
Right.
And so, what were the stages for me to move on to that next thing?
A person can have more than one passion in their life.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What I started out thinking my business would be when I began is not what it ended up being, and it's still morphing and shape-shifting and all of that. So it's exciting. It's never boring. I'm constantly inspired by my team and our clients and what our business, our service provides for people. You're giving people their life back.
Yeah. Jennica, thank you so much for coming. You've given us so many great things to think about. Any final thoughts?
Well, one of the things that made such a difference for me is I knew nothing when I got started, so I had to depend on other professionals to pick up where I knew where my weaknesses were. Hiring professionals, not having that added responsibility and stress of doing taxes and payroll, I would say definitely made such a big difference, and I want to thank you for that. So know where your weaknesses are and then outsource that, because it's worth it in the long run.
How can we find you?
Well, we're on Facebook at Spa Daze Tucson. We're on Instagram on Spa Daze, spadazetucson.com. Our phone number is 520-334-1919, and we're open 7 days a week.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Jennica. It's been such a pleasure, and I love it. We look forward to seeing what the future holds for you.
And you.
Thank you so much for tuning into this segment of Entrepreneurship Uncovered. And if you liked it, please like and subscribe at the button below. And we look forward to seeing you in our next segment.
We do hope that you enjoyed this episode of Entrepreneurship Uncovered. Make sure that you're subscribed to our channel so you don't miss any new videos published every Monday and Thursday.